I just want to say that last time I could have read a fan fiction called Oh wait, we're not supposed to say the title. Never mind.
The what? What slur?
I could have read the Jackie Chan fan fiction crossover with Danny Phantom, and I really wanted to, but my other one was fine.
Why didn't you?
Well, I had to read my other one.
Had to.
Crossing the Line is not a show intended to bully or harass anyone. Do not go out of your way to mess with the authors who write these fanfics. They make what we do possible. Thanks. Enjoy.
We just got done watching
Various Tarzan cartoons.
We watched the 2D Tarzan and Jane. Oh wait, that's the 3D one.
Yeah, it's Legend of Tarzan.
We watched the 2D Legends of Tarzan, which was, I don't know, slightly worse than the actual movie, like in terms of visual quality. And then
also the episode we watched, they found dinosaurs.
Yeah, you were saying that like there's nothing to do with a jungle setting, which was proven by the fact that after half the season, they already had to find dinosaurs underneath the jungle to like explore that.
Yeah, I'm sure people like Tarzan and it's fine. I haven't seen the movie, but just the concept of Jungle Boy raised by animals is inherently boring, and you're not gonna get much out of it, especially after you already killed Clayton.
I think that's also reinforced by how few and far between the fan fictions were for this one. It's pretty hard to find one.
There was like nothing Kingdom Hearts, but that one surprised me. I guess Tarzan didn't stick out like it did for us, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we also watched the 3D Tarzan and Jane, which was bad.
And we watched like 1 minute of Tarzan, King of the Jungle or whatever.
Oh yeah, like a whole 2 seconds.
He raised his finger and then a gorilla ooked at him.
Yeah, I looked at it and looked like a 60s cartoon, and I was like, no more of this.
It's true. A gorilla growled when only its mouth moved.
Welcome to Crossing the Line, a fan fiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fan fiction for your listening pleasure. I'm George G. Poole, dining on a donut. I've got Elias Viva Vlogs with a Mountain Dew Spark, and Stephen Blue Breed with no joy in his life.
Hello.
Welcome to Crossing the Line, where we eek, ook, and shriek our way to the fan fiction.
Monkey the line.
Swinging the vine. Where we eek, ook, and shriek various fan fiction.
There's our April Fool's episode.
Eek, ook, and shriek out here like jungle freaks.
What is everybody's experience with Tarzan?
Kingdom Hearts and tonight.
I really liked the movie. Visually, it was really well done. Like, when you think modern Disney 2D style, I'd say it probably revolutionized it. Like, the compositing's really good and whatnot.
When Clayton rode on the back of the chameleon Heartless, I thought that was pretty cool, how he used a real gun in Kingdom Hearts and shot at Sora and Tarzan.
I did not like that because I didn't know how to level up yet in the game, and also you don't unlock the health bar thing right away, so like I couldn't see Clayton's health bar and he was beating the shit out of me, and I didn't like that battle, and I had to listen to the cutscene 100 times.
Clayton seemingly floating with his big gun.
Yeah, his big real gun.
And then he died for real.
To be fair, Leon also has a gun sword earlier in the game, so guns do exist.
It's true, but his is like a real gun.
Blunderbuss.
Yeah.
Shotgun.
If this was a later Kingdom Hearts game, he would have just become the Heartless.
Yeah. Also, I watched the movie a long time ago and liked it, and the music is really good, from what I remember. I also probably watched the TV show because I remember watching a lot of Tarzan, but I know I've only seen the movie like one time, so.
Didn't, what's his name?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She played Turk, yes, we all know and love.
Yeah, who was the guy that did the music for Tarzan? It was a big name guy.
God, what is it?
Phil Collins?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. Yes, correct. Okay.
I know my lore.
Hell yeah.
Normally, like, I don't know, it fits the movie well is what I'm trying to say.
I think there was a Tarzan game on PS1 as well as a Tarzan game on PS2.
I rented the PS1 game as a child. I played it a lot.
Did you like it?
Yes, I did. I love the old Disney platformer PS1 games.
The PS2 one's called like Tarzan Untamed or something.
Oh,
or
shit.
Tarzan Unleashed.
That sounds familiar. Is it 3D?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It adds the fucking animal instincts lore from Tarzan and Jane.
like 2012 or whatever.
Yeah, Tarzan Untamed or Tarzan Freeride in other countries.
What was it, a surfing game?
He is on a leaf on the cover, so
Leaf.
Yo,
yeah, he's surfing a big leaf.
Yeah, I'm sure
Oh,
he's
he
paddling out
is.
in that leaf.
that sounds awesome.
His in-game model looks really bad.
Oh no.
Like even just on the back of the box, like he's super pasty and looks like an alien.
It doesn't look like it's rigged up very well for sure.
There he is pulling on his big leaf. Google Tarzan PS2 and you too can follow along. Whoa, it was on GameCube.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, I love the GameCube.
The GameCube, or as I like to call it, the Tarzan Freeride Machine.
The Tarzan shit cube.
Tarzan Untamed Machine. Why are there 2 titles?
There's a change.org petition for Tarzan Untamed Remastered
Yo.
on
Sign it.
PS4.
Put your full legal name on that petition, please.
Let's fucking go.
Well, we're gonna have to play Tarzan Untamed later and see what this is all about.
I'm sure the emulator is like 4 megabytes.
Hell yeah.
It looks pretty good.
It looks fine. I don't know. It's like a free runner by the screenshot.
Interesting.
I know he's supposed to be crawling like a monkey, but he looks like a frog.
I was about to say it looks like a Frogger game.
Oh yeah, and there he is grinding and getting points.
Yo,
He's
let's fucking go.
Oh, that's the Disney skating game.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, it might also be that game, but
No, it's this game.
We should play both.
The Disney skating game featuring the 2 children that won the contest and got to be in the game for real.
I tried to beat that game at a party like last year, but it doesn't end. You just like, I don't know. Yeah, there's no like progression. I don't know how to describe it. You just like go between levels and do objectives if you want, but there's like no reward or consequence.
Why would there be?
It feels very bad.
There's nothing rewarding about Tarzan. But what is rewarding is fan fiction, and I want to read a fan fiction.
Go right ahead. Okay. Get us started in the jungle.
I have to pull it up. I finished my donuts, so now I can do my work.
Hell yeah. Elias, if you could subject Tarzan to anything modern in modern day, what would it be? You just have your own friend Tarzan on like a rope.
I feel like it'd be hard to explain the nuances of anything to him. Like, here's a smartphone. It's just like a glowing orb, like glowing box. He's like, okay. It's like,
You try to teach him to cook, he fucking pulls it out without any goddamn hot pads.
I wouldn't trust him with an open flame. I get Tarzan on the electric stove.
Think of a Chuck E. Cheese.
He'd drown in the ball pit.
He would.
This is all like too video game for Tarzan. He can't comprehend like electronic mind puzzles. He needs something a little more analog.
He could do Splat.
If you took him to one of those trampoline places and he jumped into the pit with all the foam cubes.
Oh, now he would drown in that shit.
Subjecting anyone to that is horrible.
Yeah.
Let alone a brain dead monkey man.
Literal quicksand.
It would be funny for like 2 seconds until he started screaming monkey.
It would be funny for a little longer.
Actual mammalian panic noises.
Trying to like hold out my hand and he just flail and scream.
Trying so hard to find leverage, but there's nothing.
You try to help him, he'll tear your fucking arm off.
And then he finally gets out and he eagerly goes back to the jump to do it again. Eagerly jumps back on the trampoline, not realizing he'll just launch himself further into the pit.
And balls around in the room with all the trampoline walls.
The trampoline alone would be enough to enamor him.
It's true.
He'd step on it and feel the vibration.
Oh, what I would give to have a day with Tarzan at the trampoline room.
A day with Tarzan.
I wouldn't want to take him out of there, though.
Just leave him behind.
He'd be worse than a dog in the car.
What if you left Tarzan in a hot car?
And someone broke your windshield?
He'd break the windshield.
With what, his gorilla strength?
His gorilla limbs, I don't know.
Pat at
Elbows.
it. Pat at it until it just falls through the crack in the door. After watching the 2013 Tarzan movie, it got me thinking of this possibility. Hopefully someone will adopt this idea since I can see this happening.
What is the 2013 Tarzan movie?
That's news to me.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'll look it up. Keep going.
Okay. Chapter 1, Unknown Continent. This continent was a strange and mysterious place. While the ninjas of the elemental nation knew not to enter this place because of the disappearances, there was one ninja that needed to enter the jungle of this large island that's big enough to be called a continent itself. While the ninja was scared, he knew that the best way to get his mission completed was close in hand. Right now, he was standing over a waterfall. In his hand was a wrapped-up package, and he was getting ready to drop it. "Sorry, kid, but I was paid good money to end your life."
German CGI.
Oh my god. What
It
the
looks
hell?
bad.
Yeah.
"I was paid good money to end your life, but since I don't like killing children, this is the next best thing, so
Is this
good luck
Tarzan?
out here." With his words spoken, the man released the bundle, dropping it over the waterfall. It's Rover Dangerfield.
I'm dropping Tarzan.
Oh, respect it all. They dress me up like a fucking Neanderthal.
With his mission complete, the man made his escape from the cursed jungle, never to be seen again. What he doesn't know was another set of eyes was watching him from the coverage of the jungle, just below the waterfall, moving from the coverage after the man vanished. The eyes belonged to a female gorilla. This gorilla made its way towards the water, and what it saw would shock any creature.
A baby?
Laying on the edge of the riverbank was a very young blonde-haired child, somehow still alive after being thrown from the waterfall.
Blonde, huh?
The gorilla, having just lost her mate and baby, did something that any mother would do for a lost child. She took the boy with her to raise him herself. As it turns out, due to the fall, the blonde ended up with amnesia, having no clue who he was or where he came from, so having nowhere to go, he stayed with his new family.
I take it it's not a baby, since amnesia would be pointless if it was a baby.
No, it's a baby. It's a random baby.
It must have been like Kazuya's dad dropping him off the cliff.
Hachi.
Hachi drops his 25-year-old son off the cliff, and he forgets everything. So the gorilla drags him to safety.
Elias, what do you think would happen? Elias, what do you think would happen if you pushed Tarzan off a cliff?
Nothing good.
Explain to me in vivid detail what you would see peering over that cliff.
He's not afraid of heights, so he would just kind of look down and T-pose.
You would find something to go. Why do you keep making like programming jokes with Tarzan?
He exists as a Kingdom Hearts model in my mind.
Go check out our Halloween episode for more Tarzan.
The T-pose is the optimal diving strategy.
It's true.
No, it's not.
What?
You would break both of his shoulders on impact.
Would you rather break your legs or your like head and arms? You gotta go feet first.
You said diving position though. That implies like head first. He would smash his neck and his shoulders when he hits the water.
Like a belly flop, but just for your like upper body.
Elias, what noise?
Yeah, a dive.
Elias, what noise? What noise would Tarzan make if he broke his? He broke his legs upon impact.
You'd be going underwater, so it'd be like whoop, and then you wouldn't hear much. I don't think his swimming skills would be very good after doing that, so he would be underwater forever.
You're getting it fast tonight, Steven.
I'm sorry, I just love inventing shitty scenarios.
For Tarzan.
Tarzan's a pure victim to the modern world.
He has an ape brain, there's nothing he can do.
9 years later.
There's nothing he can't do.
We'll put that to the test, I'm sure.
It was now 9 years later since the gorilla took the blonde in, where the now 13-year-old learned the ways of the jungle, how to find food in places like the grub he just ate, as well as finding fruits for his friends, his hair long and shaggy with curtains sometimes hiding his eyes, where due to his upbringing he was now lean and muscular, just past his neck, built for speed and strength, learning from the monkeys that swing through the trees on vines and the trees themselves. Not only that, but his reflexes are so highly tuned that he could catch a snake just before its fangs can pierce his skin, but he also learned compassion, to never strike at anything out of anger, since all animals in the jungle only wish to find their next meal and survive.
Okay. Tarzan's vegetarian.
No, he just doesn't do it with anger. He'll still kill any animal.
He does it
without remorse.
Yeah, no emotion in his eyes.
Just like Tarzan. God, why did they find dinosaurs?
Yeah, why is there
so
a dino?
Stupid.
In the episode we watched of Legend of Tarzan, part of the plot is they go into like a pit in the middle of the jungle, and there's a jungle under the jungle that's still prehistoric and has dinosaurs.
Yeah,
and
no,
shit.
Tarzan's like, I know that place. You want to go see? It's kind of dangerous, but
right.
He also speaks in full sentences, which I hate.
After they leave, Tarzan's like, you want me to go back there and like get some in for your research? And the old man's like, no, let's just forget about that place forever. Well, you're gonna take this dinosaur knowledge to your grave?
The man who went there solely for research?
Yeah. The animators just didn't want to do dinosaurs again.
No. But now it would seem that something new was in the jungle, where the teen was now hearing voices of an animal he's never heard before, so deciding to investigate, not knowing that due to his life in the jungle, his chakra had become a part of nature itself, almost like a camouflage to hide him from others.
The monkey teach him about chakra.
The 8 inner gates. Rosie O'Donnell's opening her gates.
Oh no.
But before his eyes was a strange sight. A few tents were around a clearing, with 5 strange creatures hanging around the clearing.
How does he know what tents are, but not the people?
This is just a descriptor.
I'm asking you.
No, he doesn't know what they are, but the writer does.
Okay, that's fine.
He just sees shapes.
Yeah.
I'm sure he understands the concept of, like, shelter. You think Tarzan just stands in the rain and looks at it?
He gets sad, he's getting rained on.
Elias, what noise?
Sky. Cry.
It's dark.
He knows what crying is.
Yeah, he learns compassion.
Loss.
Elias, what noises would he make when he cries?
I don't want to talk about it.
Though one of them caught the wild blonde's eye, where he hears the voice of one of them. Sakura, it's been so long. My, look how much you've grown. And look at that. You've finally become a ninja. Darling, I am so proud of you. The pink-haired girl, known as Sakura, hugs the man with a smile. I know, Oto-san. It really has been a long time. And thank you, though Oka-san wasn't too pleased about me becoming a ninja. Hearing Sakura talked about her mother caused the man to wince at the thought. Suddenly a silver-haired man steps forward, quickly changing the subject after seeing the man wince. God, Kakashi's Clayton. Kakashi's gonna throw a kunai at a bunch of gorillas.
Oh no.
Kakashi could easily take down some monkeys.
And Clayton couldn't.
Well, Clayton lacked the resolve. Actually, he probably just couldn't find them for most of the movie, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, you couldn't find him.
They were in vines too.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, Kizashi-san, how's the research going? Have you made any progress on why people seem to be vanishing in this place? Who's Kizashi? You're the Naruto
An
expert.
OC, perhaps?
It's possible.
Oh
Or a
no.
Boruto character?
It's Tarzan.
It's Japanese for Clayton. Kizashi was thankful to the man for changing the subject. Well, Kakashi, from what I understand, it's mostly because people have been BOOM!
Oh,
The
no.
two men looked over towards the last two, with one of them holding a kunai, with the other just had a fake smile towards the men.
It's her dad.
Okay.
Ah.
I didn't know she had parents. I didn't know any of them had parents. I know Naruto's canonically an orphan, but we never see the rest of them. I guess Sasuke's also canonically an orphan, but we never see any other parents.
Maybe you do in the anime and I forget. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows? Sakura's like Hermione. She wiped her parents' memory.
This is them.
Wow,
Oh,
they
they're
look...
cute.
The dad has a haircut that looks like a sakura flower, and the mom has like,
a pompadour.
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of.
Since it was obvious that the one holding the kunai was the cause of the explosion, Kakashi began ordering... Sasuke! What seems to be the problem that you would use an exploding tag in the forest before we get any information on how to survive this jungle? The now named Sasuke just scoffs, and this means nothing to Naruto.
Oh, no.
I saw movement in the trees. It could have been enemy ninjas getting ready to attack us.
By this fan art, it does appear the parents are more like characters in Boruto, which would
Okay.
make sense.
Mm.
Nice. What they don't know was a certain long-haired blonde ape man had just managed to escape the blast area before it blew.
Yuck, Naruto with long hair.
No.
Tarzan dreads.
Yeah, it said he has curtains over his eyes.
Naruto, but with dreads.
What if you introduced Tarzan to anime and he got really into Naruto?
He's trying to explain to his parents how cool it is.
The gorillas.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Very powerful.
Believe it. He's doing fucking hand sign. Just slapping his hands together. He ties his fingers in a knot.
His long, muscular fingers.
Fuck, I hate Tarzan. At this point, the fake smiling teen spoke up.
Who was that? Sasuke?
Oh no.
I don't even know what character this is. And I was trying to explain to Micro Dick that it's a jungle. Were bound to be animals around. But if there was any enemy shinobis around, we would have been able to detect them. Though I doubt it because of the legends people keeping people away. But he threw the note before I could use logic.
What?
I like how they
He
think
called
that, like,
Sasuke a Micro Dick.
they think that like ninjas are causing disappearances here, but it's probably just like gorillas.
It's just Tarzan.
It's just Tarzan disappearing. People throwing their babies into waterfalls.
At this, Sasuke glared at the fake smiling teen. Who is that?
Yeah,
Is that like Sai or some shit?
It's Clayton as a teen.
Okay, shut up, Sai Baka. Sasuke-kun was just doing it to protect us. Since our mission is to gather the progress report and make sure nothing dangerous happens. What if the Akatsuki adopted Naruto in his monkey form? Knowing that a fight was gonna break out, Kakashi quickly got their attention. Alright, you three, let's get ourselves settled into our tents. Then if Kizashi-san feels up to it, we can explore the area with him being our guide. If that's alright, Kizashi-san, he asked with a eye smile.
And eyes.
His mouth is covered.
Yeah, his mouth is covered, his other eye's covered.
Okay.
A single eye smile.
Yeah, the thing he does where his eye becomes a upside down U.
Oh.
Like an anime.
Mm-hmm.
They're anime.
No, I know.
Despite what you may believe.
Despite me imagining them in the Tarzan art style.
Their hair would look so bad. Especially Kakashi's.
It would be actually 2D. More so than usual.
Kazashi replies in agreement while telling them to stick together and stay with him. I like how in this lore to fit in with Tarzan, like Sakura's parents are divorced.
Right? What the fuck?
They made Sakura suffer so Naruto could be a fucking monkey.
I
They
wonder
really
who
did.
their third team member was if Naruto wasn't there.
Sai.
But Sai wasn't there either yet. He's only in Shippuden.
He's there now.
Oh.
He called Sasuke a micro dick. Aren't you paying attention?
Yeah.
He's the fake smiled child or whatever.
A fake smiled child.
He had to go through all the early Naruto gag bullshit with like his fake smile.
Kazashi replies in agreement, telling them to stick together and stay with him. Since it's very easy to get lost in the jungle, along with the jungle somehow having its own energy that seems to blanket chakra, so even if they could sense chakra, it would be impossible to sense it in this jungle, which made Sasuke proud at using his note in the first place. Which made Sasuke proud for using a bomb in the jungle.
I had to use a bomb, Sakura.
As they were walking, Sakura began walking next to her father. Redundant. Since it's been a long time since they last saw each other. So, Odo-san, how's life been for you in the jungle? Made any discoveries or breakthroughs yet? Also, when are you coming home? I really missed having you around and cracking your lame jokes. Though her father knew she was gonna bring it up, he couldn't help but point it out first. You really think my jokes were lame? Sakura just gave him a pointed look. You're my father. Anything you do is lame. Though she had a slight smirk since she did miss him.
You are grounded.
Now go to your bungalow.
Go to sleep forever.
Go to your tent.
Zip it up. Zip it and lip it. This caused her father to release a chuckle. But he became slightly upset at what he was gonna tell his daughter. But he couldn't really hide anything from her since she's now a ninja. Her training was bound to teach her how to read people and see through lies. Though what he didn't know was that his daughter was more focused on Sasuke than ninja training. But he didn't know because of his time in the jungle. So in this lore, Sasuke didn't get picked up by Orochimaru. Orochimaru got mauled by a gorilla.
That would have been good to see animated.
All ones.
He got hanged like Clayton.
Bashes Orochimaru's skull in. He starts slithering out of his neck like a snake, and the gorilla just freaks out and starts bashing harder.
And Jiraiya was never heard from. Jiraiya stayed retired. Let's see. I'm sorry, Sakura-chan, but I can't return home. Not after what your mother did. With an upset expression on his face.
Wonder what she did.
Hearing her father say such a thing, she couldn't help but ask, "What do you mean? What did Okasan do?"
Oh my god.
Good.
Her father released a sigh. Sakura-chan, 9 years ago,
Oh fuck, here we go.
Oh.
you were being bullied. But a young blonde boy by the name Naruto saved you from them. Unfortunately, your mother got the wrong idea. She thought you were being hurt by him. So later, She hired a ninja from outside the village to take the boy away.
Oh my god.
Believing that
Shit.
because he was an orphan, that no one would care about it.
Oh my
But
god.
the Hokage
horrible.
did care about it. He had Anbu running around trying to find Naruto.
Oh my god.
But there was no luck. As punishment, your mother had to be under house arrest for 3 years.
Oh my god.
Good of being on the council, while I became disappointed at what she did. So I left, using the excuse to come here and figure out why people were vanishing.
Sakura's dad is totally valid.
Yeah.
He just
His wife is a freak.
lore dumped on his daughter. And I became disappointed that she evicted a child from the land of Konoha.
That she hired a ninja to throw the orphan child off a waterfall for bullying you.
That he saved you, but was in fact, he was not bullying you like she believed.
Christ.
That was better than anything we could have theorized.
Such a long-winded setup.
Trauma dumping.
For Tarzan Naruto.
For stupid, dumb monkey Naruto. I hope he has the nine-tailed fox in him.
I hope the nine-tailed fox has dreadlock tails.
Ah, it'd be so dirty.
The nine-armed monkey.
Hearing what her father was saying, Sakura couldn't handle it. All this time, she thought her father was just on a long-term mission to find out what was going on in this jungle, but it turned out that her mother had a hand in ending a possible friendship. She tried to deny it, but she saw the look on her father's face, along with the look on her sensei's. Even though it was covered with a mask, she could tell he was upset as well. So being who she was, she did the one thing her panicked mind could think of. She ran. She ran into the jungle. Her father and sensei tried to call her back. Though Kakashi wanted to race after her, Kizashi stopped him. Due to the jungle's energy, if they split up, then they would be looking for more missing people instead of just one. They could all run after if that was the case.
Yeah.
So reluctantly, Kakashi stayed with the group, but Sakura had vanished before their eyes, though Sasuke didn't care, since it would mean one less thing to worry about, and Sai just didn't care at all because of his training.
That's pretty interesting. That's the first result.
Yeah.
What?
I just looked up Naruto monkey. It's just a fucking specific species of monkey.
Cool. Though the group never saw the blonde ape man chasing after the pinkette.
The pinkette.
Pinkette.
He's fucking chasing her like a monkey. Deep in the jungle, Sakura was now resting against a boulder. She didn't know where she was or cared at the moment, since she just found out that her mother and father had lied about the reason her dad was in the jungle in the first place. He can't face his...
Oh, fuck.
We good?
We're good?
That was scary.
Keep the mic a little bit.
Yeah, it was scary.
She
Yeah.
just thought her father was on a long-term trip to the convenience store to get cigarettes, but he'd actually dumped their mother.
Yeah, but instead of getting divorced proper, he went to the fucking jungle.
For 9 years?
Yeah. Let's see, mother and father lied about the reason in the jungle. Not only that, but her mother was the cause of possibly ending a child's life. After a few minutes to finally calm down, she noticed that she was now lost. If ever I get out of this jungle, I'm gonna return home and have a serious talk about what Kasan did to Naruto. Gah! Gah! Suddenly, she felt a striking pain in her arm. Quickly looking, she saw it was a snake that bit her. Trying to brush away the snake, she could see the venom pumping into her bloodstream.
Yikes.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez. That's not good.
I would say
I
not.
thought Naruto had the reflexes to stop a snake. Didn't they say that earlier?
Yeah, for him.
Not for the girl he's chasing.
No, not for others.
He has to see how she performs before he begins his interaction. And right now he's not impressed. Before she tried to stumble back to the group, a certain crouching long-haired blonde appeared before her, making ape-like grunts and noises.
Scary. A nude orphan boy.
Okay, that's even worse. Thinking the venom was causing her to see things, she quickly tried to make her way back to the group. But everywhere she turned, the blonde would appear, making ape noises at her.
Oh my god.
He's just trying to heal her. He needs to suck the venom out of her titty.
Whoa!
It's true.
Whoa! Stop being so annoying. Until she falls to the floor and passes out. The blonde noticed the bite mark on her titty and quickly began sucking and spitting the venom out of her system.
Yeah.
No, before he could continue, he looked towards the sky. Quickly, he picks her up and takes her somewhere else. Nighttime. Thunderstorm. The cat's giving extra Foley by clawing at the bottom of the couch. It would seem that learning from the animals allowed him to tell when the rains would hit, since at the moment the blonde was hidden in a cave, away from the storm, though the venom in Sakura's system still needed to be dealt with. Moving around the cave, the blonde began picking and chewing on some leaves, then he rubbed the paste onto his... Why is that funny?
The blonde begins scouring for leaves and sticks to chew on. There's things going on right now, Naruto.
And he rubbed the paste onto the snake bite, which seems to have stopped the venom from spreading, but that didn't stop the pinkette from shaking because of the cold.
That's not how venom works. It's already inside of her.
Yeah, whatever. Seeing this, the blonde noticed that it was getting late, and the best thing he could to do now would be to bunker down for the night and take the girl back to her camp in the morning. With Sakura's shaking slowly stopping because of the sudden warmth of the blonde's body, but in her sleep she quietly whispers, "Naruto-kun," making the blonde teen raise an eyebrow in puzzlement, but shrugged it off for the night. He's macking on her and he doesn't even have emotions.
His IQ was never raised from his time as a 4-year-old boy.
But his eyebrow was. He did the fucking rock eyebrow. Morning. At the moment, Kizashi was sitting in his chair, worried about his daughter. He and the ninja had spent nearly all night trying to find her, but they had no luck. As he lifts his head up, walking out of the growth was Sakura herself, though she seems to be walking on wobbly legs. Seeing his daughter return safe and sound, Kizashi rushes to her and hugs her, after apologizing for running away, with Kakashi reprimanding her about how ninjas needed to keep a level head, even with such news. He was just glad she returned safe as well. Though she tried to approach Sasuke, it turned out he was angry, telling her that she should have died in the jungle since the only thing she's good for was live bait for some animal. With Sasuke saying that had upset Sakura, making the girl realize that Sasuke never cared about anyone but himself, making her lose her crush on him.
Wow.
The author just fucking destroyed Sakura only so they could build her back up with monkey toe.
Sakura's giving her... The other's giving Sakura a hard life.
They finally...
Sasuke said, "You should be fucking dead! I wanted extra food!"
Sakura... Sasuke, I'm so glad you're here. I'm back. You should have died out there, bitch.
I hate you.
They finally
I don't like you.
The kryptonite to her crush on Sasuke all this time.
Was calling her a bitch and saying she's better off dead.
Should have died.
Though because of Sasuke's sour look, this caused some of the wildlife to throw fruit at him, causing the Uchiha to get even more angry and just storm off, since a proud Uchiha doesn't let lowly animals to make him angry, since that was unbecoming. He got fucking Disney gagged.
Yeah.
But the antics of the monkeys brought a little bit of a smile to Sakura's face, since it felt like the monkeys wanted to get back at him for her. As it turned out, due to her weakened state, the group had to return to Konoha with Kakashi carrying her on his back to make sure the venom was out of her system, along with her father to make sure she was alright. But it was also a blessing since it'll allow Kizashi to report to the Hokage about his progress and possibly try to talk things out with his wife. Listen, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this. I didn't actually do a lot of research, if you can believe that.
I've just been roughing it. I'm sure you can smell it.
But no one noticed Sakura letting the bandages on her arm where the snake bit let her go. Kakashi-sensei, I think I'd like to try being a medic so things like this won't happen again.
Wow. The author's really going all out with the origin story gaps.
This surprised her sensei, but he was more than pleased with what she said. Maybe Sasuke telling her off was the best thing to break her down out of this fangirl mode. The bandage, however, floated in the air and allowed a certain blonde ape man to grab it.
Yuck, dude.
Yeah.
The blonde looks at the gift, quote-unquote, left by the pinkette while hanging from the tree branch. Sakura-san!
Is he like in the village now?
Sure. He monkey walked behind him like a Hanna-Barbera loop.
Waddling around in a loincloth in the village.
Yeah, he like did like a Scooby-Doo walk cycle behind him with his monkey paws. Sakura-chan! With a smile on his face, he swings back to his place in the trees, having millions of questions running through his head. His gorilla friends tried to cheer him up, but for some reason he just wasn't in the mood.
He like knows where the village is and knows about society, but chooses to live in the woods.
It's like that fucking I think it was no, it wasn't Hey Arnold. There was some cartoon where there was like a forest in the middle. I think it was My Gym Partner's a Monkey. There's like a forest in the middle of like a roundabout and a highway, and there's just like someone who's like lost from society in there. It was like a Tarzan story, but he just like opens the bush and there's just cars and everything going around. So I'm picturing that. Suddenly, a colorful bird of prey fly in and landed on his knee, allowing the blonde to stroke it. Then it flew off again.
Allowing the blonde to what?
Oh my god.
He stroked the bird.
Okay.
Allowing him to stroke it. He had one female interaction.
And he had to stroke it.
And now the gorillas go, oh jeez.
I mean, if he's going off at Sakura's dirty bandage with snake venom on it, he's deprived.
It's true.
As the blonde climbed, he came across a strange sight. A skeleton in rags was trapped in roots. Seeing such a sight caused the blonde to jump back slightly in surprise.
Okay.
Though in his hand, it was a strange black shape. Why is that funny?
In his hand was a strange cylinder shape.
Taking the strange thing, the blonde began feeling the cold, hard...
That's not helping!
the cold, hard thing until it slightly cut his finger, causing him to wince in slight pain.
He's discovering weaponry.
Oh, no.
He's advancing into the Stone Age.
Pretty soon there's gonna be a fucking lab in the jungle.
Dr. Stoning it up out there. Gonna be more advanced than Konoha in his cave.
Fucking spreading diseases and curing them.
Looking towards the skeleton again, he sees some sort of strange rock in its other hand. Taking it, he couldn't help but marvel at the glass-like rock. Looking towards the sun with it made it have an orange shine to it.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Seeing the orange made him smile.
Okay.
Some like a coy little monkey smile.
Oh.
Putting the rock away. In his mallet space. He couldn't help but remember something about what the man and girl were saying. He couldn't quite understand them.
He couldn't understand English, but
he managed to pick up a few bits and pieces, such as Naruto. Somehow the name seemed to hit him more than anything else. He arrived at a stream, looking into the water at his own reflection. He always felt like he was different than the others in his family. While it is obvious that he was different, he didn't feel different from the gorilla family. But deep down, he knew he was. Naruto! Shaking his head, the animal-like teen smacked the water and rushed away to the treehouse he built when he wanted to be alone. He decided to leave things be for now, but couldn't take his mind off a pink-haired girl he helped recently, along with him hanging her bandage over a branch. That's a good place to stop. I'm exhausted.
okay.
I'm really glad we stuck it out for that last little chunk about him stroking it.
I give that story 1 Sakura Venom bandage shaped loincloth.
I give that story.
It's like a fucking banana hammock.
Made out of a bloody bandage. That's disgusting.
Come on, Steven, rate it.
I give that story, Naruto Tarzan slamming his dick in a door, trying to figure out how doors work out of 10.
I rate that, Orochimaru getting destroyed by gorillas out of 10.
That is a really good.
Getting command grabbed.
Getting
Ripped and beaten.
Getting cargo thrown up aired over and over again by Donkey Kong until he dies.
Ding dong.
He tries to bite at one of the monkeys and they just grab his fangs and rip him out.
Oh, God.
Beat
They
the shit out of him.
smash his face in.
He tries some jutsu bullshit and the monkey just stone face crushes his skull.
He smashes both of his hands into the ground with one giant monkey fist. He has them together like charging his chakra and
he goes out together.
Oh! Let's rip off Palo and make that cartoon.
Okay.
Like crinkled paper sound effect.
Can't be that hard for us to animate if we only animate on ones.
No. On one. Super fucking like crazy monkey smash.
Oh my God.
Alright, Steven, get on it.
Alright.
You immediately shifted on somebody else. Okay, you do it.
Steven draws 2.
What if...
I need some water, hold on.
Okay.
Tarzan and Jane are back in an all-new movie, and despite their differences, Jane's learning the ways of the jungle.
You act more like an ape every day.
Well, I never heard such a sweet sentiment.
It's Disney's Tarzan and Jane rated G, only on Disney DVD and video today.
Steven, you're going to read next?
Yeah. Let's see here.
I love when Steven reads the fan fiction.
I love when it's formatted like this.
Ah! That's just a wall of text. You sure that's not a virus?
It should be.
The Tarzan virus.
I have a 150-word one I'm going to read first.
Tarzan Trojan.
Don't run the Tarzan fanfiction as a script.
You just copy paste it into your command prompt.
Yeah.
What happened here? What happened here? What happened here?
I spilled water on my pants.
Sorry.
I was trying to fill my Mountain Dew bottle with water and made a mess.
Yeah.
Let's see here. My first one is a short 150-word one.
Okay.
Hey guys, disclaimer, I do not Okay, never mind. The plot is, while sailing to Valinor, some elves' ship is wrecked, and just 7 of them survive on a lifeboat.
Some elf ship reeks. Only 7 survived. It smelled so bad.
They make it to a jungle island where they try and take refuge, but the elves soon learn that they are not the only ones this happened to. When a wild dark elf comes out of the trees, will they be able to befriend and even civilize her, or will she and the jungle kill them all?
Civilize.
So this is my little teaser. If you'd be interested in reading a continuation of the story, please either review or PM me.
What was that?
What drew you to that story?
That was a 150 story, but it read more like a friggin' pilot.
Yeah, what was it supposed to be?
It was some Lord of the Rings Tarzan.
Oh.
Yeah, a dark elf in the jungle.
Tarzan. Why has he gotta be dark?
I don't know, man. I don't know Tolkien's lore.
I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings.
I don't know Tolkien's personal life.
Tolkien loves Tarzan.
All you need to know.
Alright.
Tolkien thinks monkeys are hilarious.
How would it be if the orcs were monkeys?
And they swang from the tree people.
They killed Pippin with one big punch.
Monkeys did kill Pippin.
Rip to shreds, they say.
Fantasy monkeys.
Yeah, monkeys with like a wristband. So you know they're fantastical.
Gives the one ring to a monkey.
If a monkey saw like fucking dementors or whatever they are, their life would be ruined.
If Tarzan saw Dementors, his life would be ruined.
He'd be too stupid to realize it's the ring doing it. So
Faceless man. Clayton's face in a Dementor hoodie.
Not Clinton. Take off the ring, Tarzan.
Not
No.
Clinton.
And then the fucking Rosie O'Donnell monkey would be Squibble. Gollum.
Gollum, oh god.
The one ring, Tarzan.
That would be
Turk
the
with all of
friggin'
his fur off.
Turk.
That would be the professor.
Yeah.
Jane's dad.
He becomes corrupted for knowledge.
Like on a journey, and her dad hobbles out, and like she's like, "Dad."
He'd be all like malnourished, so he'd still have a pot belly and be really wrinkly and thin.
Yeah, I guess he fits the part okay.
Jane, give me the ring, what?
Give me the ring, what? Come on now, don't be shy. Hand it over.
Precious, it seems.
I'm sure that's a parody in the Legend of Tarzan.
Somewhere.
The legend. Come on. Don't be shy.
It's been a day after the triplets' first birthday, but Freya, Fiona's sister, did not attend it, and that got her suspicions risen back at the swamp. She said, "Shrek, is it okay if we go back to far, far away because I need to know what's bothering Freya?" Then Shrek said, "Who's Freya? Oh right, your sister, but I think we need to know what's going on with her. I know you love her as a sister, but if she doesn't turn up at our anniversary tonight, we go back to far, far away the moment the party ends because she has gone too far this time."
What?
Who's Freya? Oh, your sister anyway. She's gone too far. Freya, that's not a Shrek character.
Anyway, she has gone too far.
Then Donkey walked up to them and said, "Fiona the male's gonna be... Fiona the male's being delivered by me today, but this from your mom, it's about your sister." Fiona immediately grabbed the letter and said, "Oh my gosh." Then Shrek said, "What's up?" Then Fiona said, "Freya has tried to kill herself, and I think it's time to go back to far, far away right now." Then Shrek sets up their ride, but they got there. Arthur was waiting for them and said, Fiona, Shrek, thank you for coming on such short notice, but I'm just worried about what's bothering Freya and why she tries to kill herself. She did last night before dinner, and because of it, I feel blind and not concentrating on the kingdom. I'll take you two to her. She's in the garden.
Freya must have seen Tarzan.
Why make a Shrek OC for your Tarzan crossover?
Right? When they get there, Fiona sees Freya sitting on a bench with her light blonde hair that's in a royal bun and her icy blue eyes and dressed like ice and snow design, but she wasn't even smiling. Fiona said, Artie, how long has she been like this? I need to know when this began. Then Arthur said, well, your mother told me how upset she was when she saw your sister Freya. Stop, this isn't you. What's going on with you?
Stop, this isn't you.
Did you look up Shrek Freya? Are you sure this isn't a character?
I am positive Fiona does not have a sister.
Well, that's true.
But Freya ran faster and ignored Fiona, but she said, leave me alone, you gave me more pain than you leaving here, but you're making my life worse by being here. Then when Fiona finally found her, Freya was on her knees, and the worst part of it, Freya sang, I wish you were here with me, darling, because you made my life worth living, but you left me. I watched you leave the land of the living and become a ghost of my past, and I miss your evilness inside you, and I miss your evil... Yeah, she's singing.
See that she's singing about Clayton? I miss your evilness
inside you.
You left me, you're a ghost.
Oh my god.
If Clayton left you, would you sing a song?
We did.
True. I miss your evil laugh, and I cry myself to sleep thinking of only you. Begins to cry, I still love your evil smile and the ways you showed your love for me. Then Fiona said, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Shrek is like, can I go?
Shut your mouth.
Your family sucks.
I'm going back to my freaking swamp.
To my freaking swamp. Where it's awesome.
Listen, this is real sad, but dinner's about to start. Can we go back to inside?
Better out than in, I always say.
On the phone, do you want to kill yourself?
That's fucked up.
Why are we here?
Freya, I heard you wanted to kill yourself.
You won't get into heaven that way, lass.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you two were together. And then Freya yelled, get out of my life! Then all of a sudden, as she yells, her body turns into ice, and Fiona yells, Arthur, Shrek, get over here now!
Ice?
Yeah.
Arthur?
Arthur was
Frozen?
Arthur was the young
Shrek the
kid.
Third?
Yeah, the young kid.
Yeah, King Arthur. From Shrek the Third, the best one. The worst one.
Then Queen Lillian came out as well, but Fiona stayed but by Freya, and Queen Lillian said, oh no, she concealed herself into a ice statue, but that happens to the ones who are so upset about a frosty magic covers them until they are the ones they love. But did you find out why this is happening?
King Filian and Queen Lillian. Lillian.
I'm so mad. I imagine their heads photoshopped on fucking Sims models.
Helen Will from the Rugrats.
Oh my god.
King and Queen.
Lillian. Lillian.
King and Queen, they're related.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we all
The royal bloodline must be preserved.
Yeah, that's how their mom became a single lesbian mother of two in the reboot.
Howard allowed it.
The bloodline had to stay so pure that she had babies on her own.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, anybody. Howard!
She snapped her finger and Howard disappeared from the timeline.
She killed Howard like a gorilla killing a snake.
Picked him up by the throat and just smashed him as he noodled around.
How many punches do you think it would take for her to kill Howard?
Depending on where she strikes.
Yeah.
1 to 3.
Yeah, I think that Phil and Lil's mom could kill Howard.
He's really frail.
With like one good punch in the neck.
2 inches of pressure to the nose.
They get in one bad argument and it's over. And they get rebooted all of a sudden.
And then they hit the 3D-inator.
The 3D-inator?
But they have to sacrifice Lou's personality.
It's true. God, poor Lou, God rest his soul.
We talked about the Rugrats reboot like 10 episodes ago or something.
Yeah. Hello, Scout. I want kale.
It was okay at best, but by no means required viewing.
Would you consider the original Rugrats required viewing?
I mean, like, it's not required, but it's like definitely up there in terms of like things that put Nick on the map.
I get it, but that's not for me.
Yeah,
I think the first few episodes are interesting.
It's a fun concept, but it's just, I don't know. Like, not something that'll hold your attention for super long. And then they did All Grown Up. Which
that hold my attention.
Pointing out animation errors.
Well, I love when you look down at the stairs and it looks like you're looking up at the stairs.
And they're standing like horizontally to the stairs.
Yeah, they're standing isometrically.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's like their model clips, so they're standing perfectly up on this, like, well, they're just like their ankles are hanging off the stairs.
Fiona said she was in love with Charming. The entire kingdom heard that and gasped, and Puss and Donkey was at a cafe, and Puss said, I can't believe
Meanwhile, it's Starbucks.
there was no cut. It just said me. It just said Puss and Puss and Donkey was at a cafe. I can't believe that Princess Freya was in love with that rotten prince. Oh, look, I'm handsome as a god. The other fairy tale creatures were there too, and
As
they
a
all
god?
laughed. Yeah.
Did you look up who Freya was, by the way?
I couldn't find anything consistent.
Okay, that's what I thought.
The other fairy tale creatures were there too, and they all laughed at the joke. By Donkey snapped and said, Listen, I had it with you, Princess Freya.
Steven, get angrier.
Listen, I had it with you. Princess Freya's trying to kill herself to be with him. If you were around now, how would you feel? Can't we both have any empathy for the princess? That got everyone thinking about it, and Puss said, Guys, let's see how she is handling it. Every fairy tale...
Everyone got out of the fucking restaurant and walked to the castle in line to go check on Princess Freya.
What does Puss in Boots care about the princess?
There's friends.
Yeah, they're friends with Fiona. They're friends with Freya, obviously.
Are they?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's still mad after being dumped despite being handsome as a god.
No, he died.
What?
Prince Charming's dead.
No, I was talking about Puss.
He's not handsome as a god. He's a cat.
Oh, I thought
I thought he was talking about himself.
Yeah, I thought he was just sitting there bragging on himself. Oh,
I am as handsome as a god.
Remember when we beat Puss in Boots on PlayStation 3 in like 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was cool. It's supposed to be a move game, but we just played it with a normal controller, so you just fuck around with the right stick.
And you just like insta-kill every enemy in the game in like minutes.
This is why they don't make licensed games anymore. God, I hope there's a new Shrek game when the Shrek reboot comes out.
So,
there's a Shrek reboot coming?
Supposedly.
There's like a 5th movie.
Shrek on PS5.
Every fairy tale creature, and when they got there, Puss said, Ay caramba, what happened?
To who? You talking to the
general.
frozen princess?
Just in general.
Fiona just stared. And then that night, she just stared when they got there.
She's in shock.
Puss in Boots and everyone in the
She
cafe walks into the palace.
She
and
just
says,
saw a
like,
talking cat. She just watched as everyone walked into the palace.
God, Fiona just stared, and then that night Freya was still on the stage, and she unfroze, and she was being watched, and then she heard a twig snap, and then grabbed a sword and said, "Who's there? Show yourself." Then Captain Hook came out of the trees and said, "You miss him, don't you?"
Captain Hook?
Yeah, Captain Hook.
What does this have to do with Tarzan?
I assumed that her freezing herself was killing herself. I didn't expect her to come back.
Yeah, what the
No,
fuck?
she was just sad. She'll chill out eventually.
She thought out.
Yeah.
You miss him, don't you? I heard you talking about him, and I have something to show you. You can live at the bar with all us villains. or feeling sorry for yourself, please. We will attack this kingdom in his memory. Freya nodded. Huh?
Who's
Prince
memory?
Charming.
And Prince Charming.
Oh,
Didn't you watch Shrek the Third?
yes.
I believe you.
I do not remember.
I believe you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Saw it in theaters.
Same. I saw that at a drive-in theater, actually. That's the last drive-in movie experience I had besides Jackass.
Wow.
See here. God. Freya nodded and followed him to the pub, and then when she got there, the evil...
The bad apple.
I love that. Okay, thank God this isn't very long. And then when she got there, the evil queen said, "So you're on our side. I knew you were stronger than your sister. Here, I made some dresses for you. Fine, there are yours, but I stole them for you."
The evil queen.
One of them's Tarzan's loincloth.
Yeah.
The evil queen is hanging out at the bar.
Sure, this is where the villains hang out, and they're all self-proclaimed
She's
villains.
a queen.
Evil queen.
She can afford
It's
a
not
lot.
her mom, it's a different queen. It's not Queen Lillian.
Yeah, it's the freaking one from Snow White. And Mabe.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who has the best bar in town?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. What are the reviews of the bad apple?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Where can I get some cheap alcohol?
That was good.
Yelp reviews say Andrew 1 thinks this bar is pretty good. 3 out of 5 stars. Okay.
You guys should be working on the new Shrek movie.
Oh my god. Fuck, it's like looking at a goddamn... It's like trying to code. Come on, where is it? There we go. There are yours, but I stole them for you. And Mabel showed Freya her room, and when the door shut, when she went down... Freya made her frilly dresses into villainy, and then she got the best of them on and took her hair out of the bun it was in earlier and took off her heels and put on leather boots. And when she went downstairs, everyone looked at her until Doris said, "Now that's what I call an outfit."
Badass, Freya.
I love Doris.
Bad fucking ass.
Badass. Then everyone cheered at the pool table. They set up a and that's when Tarzan comes in.
Tarzan beat his meat. All cheering. What if Tarzan wooed like Ric Flair?
That'd be really good.
Woo! Woo! Rose Burns. William.
fuck,
Finish it!
I'm trying to re-find my place after I just refound it.
You shouldn't be reading this on a web browser. It's way too wide.
Download the app.
Never, I'm almost done. Then everyone cheered at the pool table. They set up a map of the kingdom and made little figures of themselves.
Everyone got really into Warhammer.
And Hook said, "So, Freya, what's our first move?"
You are not almost done. I see how far up that page
Hey,
you're on.
no, I'm just about done.
Where's Tarzan?
What if Freya's a
If he
Tarzan
doesn't-
character?
This is a 7,000 word fucking fanfiction. If he isn't here by the end of the chapter, I ain't reading anymore. Let's see here. Hook.
Pool table, they made their Warhammer minis.
Yeah. And Hook said, "So Freya, what's our first move?" Then Freya said, "We send a letter saying that you have me hostage and you will meet
Kill
them."
me. Why is she in charge?
She's royalty, I guess. I don't know.
So is the evil queen.
She ain't here for this. She's just drinking. 5 miles in the forest, and while they're occupied, we'll take far away by force. All we need is someone to handle the entire army and my family.
Wasn't this the actual plot of Shrek the Third, where Prince Charming went to the bar because they killed his mom?
Pretty much, except like it was
he made up
his...
this whole plan to take over far away. So now she's doing the exact same thing as her deceased love interest.
Right.
She doesn't need to. She's already a princess. She already has the palace.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
wants to be evil and have the palace. She wants to shoot her frog dad with a silver bullet.
She put fucking cyanide in his flies.
Sure, she could easily kill her frog dad of her own will.
You need silver to kill a were-frog.
Everyone loved her idea. "We will show no mercy to my family. They took away our rightful king and we will take theirs, but someone will stay behind, so everyone will attack from behind me and the girls will handle the front." Is that clear?
No, it's not clear.
Everyone nodded, and
Okay.
Freya said, "Did you know that I killed..."
Everyone silently nodded.
Freya said what?
Yeah, would she...
Freya said, "Did you know that I killed my father? So what if I framed
Okay.
Fiona?"
She already killed her frog dad.
It's already been that... She already found silver.
Holy shit.
She blew a hole in his head. And she's gonna blame it on Fiona.
She did the classic backwoods gag where we put a firecracker in a bullfrog's mouth.
Her dad was sleeping. She just stuck it.
Was asleep? Christ!
It just popped. Just like the little lower half of his body's still there, like tucked under the covers.
Blows his fucking head off.
Alright, you've had enough. No more.
Enough. Okay, the end.
I rate that a 0 out of 10 because Tarzan was nowhere to be seen.
I rate that like 1,000,000 misplaced colons and that there were 0 of them out of 10.
They're all at the end.
I rate that 2 frog legs and no more.
Tarzan killed her dad with a spear.
Tarzan found fireworks.
Tarzan fought the king with a spear, but the king was just a frog. So he couldn't do it.
That is a big Kingdom Hearts wide-legged jump and then stabs it with a spear. Okay.
Tarzan used Clayton's weapon.
Tarzan with a gun is scary.
Yeah, it is. Holy shit.
Little misfire and his nuts are gone. Little shrapnel.
Tarzan loading the barrel.
With his bare fingers. Stuffing them down the barrel.
Oh my lord.
Okay. Reading my story now. Chapter 1. Africa. Chris relaxed and set his backpack down and started to see if he forgot anything, which he hadn't. Martin...
What did you look up, Steven?
I looked up bullfrog firecracker, and one of the first results is a Reddit post where someone says, "Demented kids put a fucking firecracker in a bullfrog's anus."
Ah!
God.
That's evil.
It is.
Africa. Chris relaxed and set his backpack down and started to see if he forgot anything, which he hadn't.
Could be any Chris.
Martin came into his tent. "Hey, bro, you got your tent up faster than I did." Chris smiled as he took off his boots. He took off his shorts.
Yeah, this tent's good to go.
Let's fucking go.
It's a bitch in his tent joke. His
I was-
underwear.
I was so excited. At least we can be brothers again. Martin snorted. "We always have been brothers since you were born. Just because I'm married doesn't mean that I am not your brother anymore," he said, gripping his cock. No,
Oh no!
not true. He sat on
Ram Ranch X Tarzan.
He sat on Chris's pile of blankets and said, "Besides, one of these days you'll be just like me for sure." Chris
Married.
looked up.
Horny.
Chris looked up.
Am I gonna figure out who these characters are?
They're the Wildcrats brothers.
Oh,
I
I was
was
considering that.
I was gonna read that one, but I didn't know who the Wildcrats are.
They're Chris and Martin.
They're the dudes from Zaboomafoo.
Oh!
They got a show later on called The Wildcrats where it's just them.
I would have loved to read that one.
I didn't know that. I love Zaboomafoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all read the fucking description of this one, and I really wanted to.
This is the one that I laughed at earlier and was like, oh my god, I can't tell you the name of this.
I was literally looking at it and go, "Oh, it's too easy. I gotta find a different one."
I just didn't know what the Wildcrats were.
So I looked it up.
You're right.
Zaboomafoo and the Krat Brothers. Well,
I'm happy with my Naruto story.
I wish I could say the same.
Chris looked up. "What makes you think that? I am not a lady person. Women require so much time and attention." "True, but if you give them the love and nurture that they want, they want.
He's talking about him like he's doing an animal analysis.
True, bro. But if you give them the love and nurture that they want, they will leave you alone certain hours. They will leave you alone certain hours of the day, knowing that you love them for sure and will come home wishing you were in their hearts once again."
Holy shit. They will leave you alone.
Holy shit.
Certain hours of the day. He's describing them like an animal.
God.
Jesus.
Chris frowned. "You make no sense." Martin laughed. "Well, I gotta get my bag ready. When I'm still setting up, can you get the wood? I got the matches."
Oh no.
Can you get the wood?
Chris smiled. "In your boots?" Martin laughed. "And set my feet on fire? No way. I'm smarter than I was since I married Laura." Chris felt heartbroken as Martin left. Martin has never been the same since his bond with the woman he had fallen in love with. Days were longer, yet lonely.
This story's so nuts.
Chris got out of his tent and went back into the woods and got some firewood and threw them on the ground and stacked them nicely. Martin had finished and set the wood on fire. Soon, both brothers sat at the fire opposite of each other, when before they would huddle together like some beast is going to spring at them. Chris let the fire warm his legs while he stared in the orange tongues, describing the fire. Martin pulled out something that Chris couldn't make out. "You brought something to eat, bro?" Chris began to sweat. "I did." Aren't you eating? Chris gulped. Not hungry now. What he was meaning to say was, he had slowly progressed his reasoning of now ending. His doctor's checkup a week ago proved that he was losing weight greatly, and his body was shutting down the digestive system. He thought how the doctor was not so pleased. Dr. Baxon told Chris to eat 3 square meals each day and now skip a single one. Since then, he had only had a few bites and lied saying he was full. Martin rolled his eyes. You better stop this I'm full stuff. Aviva told me to pack an extra meal in case if you don't eat. Chris tightened his stomach. Aviva had noticed his not eating skills, so he smiled.
Skills?
I have been eating. I had this big snack before we came down here, he lied.
I had this big snack.
Oh my god.
Martin made a face. Really? Aviva told me that she's been watching you. All you've been doing is drinking water all day. Chris gripped a fistful of dirt. He was scared. He said, I have had some snacks. What kind then? Martin took out the extra container. Eat it, bro. Aviva made it. Chris shook his head. I have my dinner. I like to eat before I go to sleep. A natural habit. Martin tossed the container over the fire into Chris's lap. It felt cold to his warm legs, but he put it aside. I'm fine, Martin said. Chris, I'm fine. An hour later, Chris settled into his sleeping bag. For such a forest, it got so hot and humid. Chris had to take off his shirt to ease the sweat from pouring from his veins. He settled into his
veins?
His sweat veins.
Yeah, these things, they're just full of sweat.
Yeah.
The sweatatory system.
He settled into his sleeping bag until his creature pod began to ring. He jerked up and quickly put his shirt on.
He jerked it.
Inside out, hoping no one would notice, and answered, Aviva? Chris, Martin told me you haven't eaten again. Why can't you just eat a bite of food?
You snitch, Martin.
I'm just not hungry. Aviva's eyes started to shine in the light. Chris knew he hurt her feelings, especially if she made it. Chris, it's your favorite. Chris froze. What do you think his favorite is?
Spaghetti.
I guess macaroni and cheese.
Welch's grapefruit snacks.
She made it.
Yeah. She opened the bag.
He felt his stomach cry out and then prick his skin. Aviva shut the creature pot off as she reached for a tissue. He had to eat, for her. He crawled out of his tent to go get Martin and open the flap. He stopped dead short. The moon was bright that night, and it fell through the opening on Martin. And Laura! Martin! Martin sat up. Martin! Martin sat up. You okay, bro? Chris's eyes began to flow. But you promised. Martin looked at Laura. I'm married, bro. Laura just likes to be with me all the time. Chris grew furious. Is Laura his wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Laura's Martin's wife.
Not somebody he's cheating on with?
I would assume.
I'll go back to make sure. I need to know.
Well, it is those typical hours.
Yeah, Laura's his wife.
And
what did he promise? That he wouldn't sleep with someone else?
He promised that it would be a boys' night or something.
Oh, okay.
Because
no girls allowed.
He thought Martin changed after he got married. Because he's hanging out with her more than he is with his brother.
She leaves him alone certain hours of the day.
Certain, but not all.
Chris grew furious. He stood up and turned his back as Martin came out of the tent. He wasn't in his normal clothes, but bedclothes. But Chris knew he, quote-unquote, interrupted Martin.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Chris puffed his anger as Martin tried to explain.
But wait, you have it all wrong.
Laura and I are married, Chris. We can do whatever we want together. Chris felt his water boil over. He turned and said, Yeah, I'm your youngest brother in the family. I can't believe this is possible. You planned this night just for us. Martin said, But bro, Laura is part of the family now. Chris let his tears stream on his hot face. He said, "I'm sorry, but she's not my family." "What?" Chris walked away. "I haven't been eating because of you and that brat." Martin gasped loudly.
Brat?
Chris ran from the scene as Laura cupped Martin's arm. "He's not serious, right?" Martin took Laura's cold hand. "I think he's telling the truth." Chris was far from the campsite. His anger filled his stomach with the juices, making him feel sick. He walked.
I hate when that happens. The juices, they fill your stomach.
He walked.
Anger juices.
He walked from the Tortuga and from the camp south, hoping no one goes after him. Chris ended up in a field of forest trees. He was hidden in the shadows of the leaves. He walked up and over the rocks and fallen trees, feeling his wild self returning. He pranced in the wilderness until someone came out of the shadows. Chris stopped dead, thinking it was the gang stopping him, but the figure was much too tall for him. "Why wander the wilderness this late at night?" Chris didn't know the person and answered, "I just had a water boil over. I'm just away for a while. Who are you?"
What the fuck does that mean?
The figure stepped into the light of the moon. Chris saw a white man. His face was scarred greatly. His hair was gray-black. His eyes had no color. In his arm was a huge rifle.
Oh no! He can't carry that with him to the afterlife. The ghost of his gun.
Chris feared the man, but the man smiled. "My name is Clayton." Chris covered his cold skin. He felt his hot sweat turn cold. The rifle was loaded and he knew it. He could smell the rifle's smoke. Chris could hear the man mumbling under his throat. Chris wondered if he knew who he really was, but he didn't care to stay much longer. "And who are you?" Chris was beginning to plan his escape, but if he escaped, the rifle would aim at his back. He gulped. Chris Cat. Crat. The man mumbled again with a bit of a smile on his lips. Chris couldn't believe his evil smile. He said, "I gotta get going." Clayton rested his hand on Chris's shoulder. "Chris."
Buddy.
Chris's brown eyes widened with fear. He wished to cry out, but who would hear him? Clayton said, "You are that wild man, are you?" Chris knew not to answer. I don't know who you're talking about. Please, my family's wondering where I am." He continued to lie. "My wife is worried about me." Clayton said, "You have no wife. Your hand bears no ring."
Damn, fucking calling him out.
Damn, Clayton just knows.
He looked at his hand and said,
Chris remembered Martin's left hand now had a ring for his and Laura's marriage. Clayton continued to say as his hand gripped Chris's shoulder,
Tighter.
"Tell me, what happened? I won't hurt you." Chris answered,
He said,
"Okay."
polishing his rifle.
"I just got jealous of my brother." "And?" "His wife was with him and I was upset." "And?" Chris was getting uncomfortable. The
That's
rifle.
it.
The rifle was closer now as Clayton got closer. His face was basically close to his. Chris said, "I ran away." "And?"
Fuck off, Clayton.
That's all. "There's more. Don't you trust me?"
Clayton, come on, man.
Chris
You're
got
a
scared.
ghoul.
Chris got scared. "How do you know about me? You are that wild man, are you?" Chris froze. "Years ago." The rifle touched Chris's neck. Chris felt the cold metal touching his muscles. His chin was resting on the metal as Clayton's evil smile began to glow. Chris was sweating now. He couldn't cry out. "Please don't shoot me," Clayton said. Tell me about your boiling over. If you forget one detail, my rifle will go off and you will have a hole in your throat.
Okay.
Chris gulped. He felt the rifle. Why does Clayton want to know this?
Why does Clayton want to kill him?
Chris gulped.
He thought of his like Adam's apple bumping against the gun as he gulps.
He felt the rifle holding the saliva until it melted through.
Ah!
Oh dear.
Chris told him everything, not forgetting one detail. He stared at the hand, making sure it doesn't pull the trigger. Chris! CK, where are you? Chris gripped the log. Please, let me go.
Oh no.
That's my friend. She's worried about me. Clayton pushed the rifle onto Chris's neck. Chris could barely breathe. He feared the rifle would go off. Chris said, I told you everything.
Ghost rifle.
Clayton said,
You gotta say it with your neck closed off.
I told you everything. Clayton said, your brother cares nothing for you. All he has to care now is his wife. He has no time for you. It's best if you join me. Chris's brown eyes widened. What? Clayton backed up, bringing his rifle with him and laughing. I'm not going to kill you. Then he stopped laughing. Yet. Chris watched as he disappeared behind the shadows. Immediately, his body frozen on the log he was on.
Why is Clayton such a super villain?
Yeah, what the hell?
Aviva came into the woods. Chris, Martin was so worried about you. I'm glad I found you. Martin has been looking everywhere for you. Chris was still frozen where he was, frightened to move. Aviva stared at him, shocked. She placed her warm hand on his cold one, and immediately Chris snapped out of his daydream. What? Aviva said, Chris, you look like you've seen a ghost. I saw... No, come on, you need to get warmed up. You're iced to the bone. And why is your shirt inside out? Chris was still scared.
They planted that seed earlier.
Good recurring joke.
I'm really not happy with Clayton the ghost.
Appearing to sow doubts of suicide in Chris's mind.
Gather all of his Wildcrats information about quote-unquote boiling over.
Fucking Phantom Clayton.
Forget one detail.
And...
Chris was still scared. Viva took him and wrapped his arm around her neck as he painfully and still frozen walked back to the Tortuga. Martin came around the bend and came rushing towards them. Chris, oh my brother, I was so worried. Aviva said, I don't know what's wrong with him. Martin, he's still shaken up. It's like he saw a ghost. I don't care, let's just bring him to Tortuga. Chris was brought into the Tortuga.
Doesn't Tortuga just mean like turtle?
It's like a camp, I think, or it's something. It sounds familiar. Tortuga. It's a Spanish word for turtle or tortoise.
Hell yes.
There we go.
It's also a travel backpack name.
They brought him inside the turtle.
I don't know. I assume it's like a place to be.
It's their tent. Their one tent they were sharing.
That's alright. That's gone on long enough. Nothing happens for a while. No more Clayton.
Okay.
It's so scary.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying.
I rate that an immeasurable amount of innuendos out of 10.
I rate that fucking Phantom Clayton executing Order 66 with one of the Krat brothers.
I rate that one important lesson on women from Chris Cat. Or not Chris, the other Krat.
Alright, the Tarzan episode went a lot better than I expected it to.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't prepared to laugh as much as I did tonight.
It was a good one.
But will we laugh as much in the next episode, eh? Blue Breed, at Blue Breed on Twitter, Blue_Breed.
It's true, we might, because we're doing one on Sly Cooper.
Whoa!
Sly Cooper. Ooh.
I love Sly Cooper.
Same.
I love the Murray.
the Murray.
I like when Bentley gets paralyzed.
That's spoilers.
Yeah. Sly, I got paralyzed between the last game and now, so I won't be very useful this game.
I remember when Steven first let out that Bentley gets his legs paralyzed in Sly 2 and my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
It was a
Bentley?
It was a jaw drop for us all.
I like playing as wheelchair Bentley, actually. He's fun.
Same.
Alright, then that makes an episode. Thanks everybody for listening. Check us out on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Discord, public Discord, hang out, have some fun. Tons and tons of links and down below or wherever it is on the different apps, probably all down below. Check out Blue Breed's Patreon. Give him fat stacks of cash, like a lot money and retweets.
You
Check
can
out
always donate above the highest tier, don't worry.
always. Follow me on twitch.tv/swelltimegpool for epic pranks and ganks and other such delights. Elias, you plug something.
Look forward to our My Immortal readings. They are coming one day.
Now go to sleep, little Tarzan. Rest your heavy eyes.